If he love me, keep my commandments. Jesus also says in John 10:27, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Now God says this in Leviticus 19:2. Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, he shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Do you choose which scriptures to obey and which scriptures to ignore and not to obey? To be holy requires us to have and execute the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, joy, peace, to long suffer, to be gentle, to be good, to have faith, to be meek, and to have self-control. The journey in holiness is a narrow path, as we are not free to do all that we desire to do, and to accomplish such requires for us to be the true great people of the world. To strive to be holy as God is holy. We are the peculiar people described by Peter in 1 Peter 2 verses 9, which means we are special, the chosen people of God. Embrace being chosen, embrace being special, embrace being part of a holy nation. If you are striving to be holy as God, don't be like T.D. Jakes and Kian Henderson, who laughs at something like this.
So you went through with the wedding?
Went through the wedding, filed for divorce 6 months later.
So he was right.
He was right.
He was right.
Oh, he was so right. He was right then and he's right now.
Don't be like Ken Henderson and others who has already had 2 wives and is seeking to marry a 3rd, ignoring the truth of God which leads to holiness.
To ask you if you marry me and be home.
Oh my God!
But instead strive to be this.
Isaiah chapter 35 and verse 7.
The parched ground
Shall become a pool,
shall become a pool,
and the thirsty land springs of water.
springs of water.
And the habitation of dragons where each lay
Yeah.
shall be grass with reeds and rushes.
What did he say?
And an highway shall be there.
Listen at this, viewers.
And an highway.
Hey, here, and you that are here this afternoon, God have a highway here.
And a way.
Spell that.
W-A-Y.
Not ways.
A way.
One way. God only have one way, one setup, one truth, given from one God who's making one people. He set up one church and got one doctrine to govern that one church. And everybody got to do the same thing to get in that church. Otherwise than that, you will never get in and you will never go back with God.
That's right.
Do you hear what he said?
And an highway shall be there.
A highway, glory be to God, shall be there.
And a way.
And a way
And it shall be called
shall be called.
the way of holiness. Amen.
You may as well get a benediction right there.
That's right.
God's way is called what?
The way of holiness.
To be holy means to fight the natural desires of the flesh. And to be successful brings us to greatness. A people of royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. If you are among this category of people, then embrace the being special. Embrace being great as you strive to be holy as God. Do you appear modestly as Peter says we are to in 1 Peter 3:3-4? Have you only had one husband and one wife as Jesus said we are to in Mark 10:11-12? To be holy is one of the hardest things to accomplish. Apostle Paul puts it this way in Romans 7:18-19. For I know that in me, that is my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Apostle Paul also says this in Romans 7:22-23. For I delight in the law of God after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. By ourselves it is difficult to be holy, but with Jesus all things are possible. St. Matthew 19:26 puts it this way. But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. To be holy requires much sacrifice and self-control, and many have simply chosen the easier, broader path in this life, which is just to enjoy that which is of our flesh, sin. But for those of us that fight this war each day striving to be holy, embrace being chosen, embrace being special, embrace being a peculiar people, embrace being great. Because every time we conquer our fleshly desires, we accomplish a great feat. Embrace greatness in holiness. Welcome to the holy nation of God. Welcome to the royal priesthood. We are the great true people of the world. Our reward will be great to walk the streets of holiness in the kingdom of heaven. And there are no greater reward than this. If you are watching this channel for the first time, or if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I recommend that you hit that subscribe button below and hit that bell so that you can be notified when we release life-changing videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next life-changing video. Bye-bye.
Do not buy solar panels if you live in one of these 11 states of America.
Okay, I think that we got the gist of that video. A lot of times that I'm playing videos from other YouTube correspondents is because, you know, we deep down in our soul know the truth about how God feels about marriage. And, of course, the church represents the bride of Christ. We find a lot of times that it's easy, it's so easy to slip out of relationship with truth. Amen. And so near the cross and holiness, we got to stay close to the cross, people of God. Humiliating the nations is not my deal. I'm not trying to bring any type of shame to anyone. But again, there will be a time of decision that has to be made. Thinking about the things that really keep us bound. And a lot of days that I have faced in the last few days has been about losing so many people, you know, and God is healing and restoring our losses, even right as I speak. Identifying the truth is the best way to heal. Identifying what God truly desires will heal us. So thank you so much for being with me this evening. This is the closing of my evening. I appreciate everyone that has been here on Facebook Live and also the Instagram channel with me today.